Howdy, partners. This is Kiram with MassiveEffectMarketing.com. We take your website from this and make it like this. Today, we're taking a look at a Shopify store. What we're doing here is we've got poshtails.com and we are selling dog goodies. So, this looks like your typical Shopify store. We scroll through it. It's got kind of that standard template. I forget what it's called, but it's one of those usuals. Brooklyn, I think, is the name of the template. Nice and clean. Now, there are some elements missing from this homepage that are needed in order to increase sales. So we're going to go over that right now. What are we missing here? So first things first, right? What we're missing is some human factor. You've never heard of this company. If you land on here, let's say, for instance, you saw an ad or a post on the socials and you click and you've never heard of this company and you don't know them. So you need some rapport, you need some reassurance that they're a real company, and people, don't like to purchase from someone they don't know or a company they've never dealt with before, right? So it would help to ease into that by putting a little section about the owner or manager or founder, supervisor, whoever, but a real person, a company that did that well. Here's an example. Down here, at the very bottom, right? Founder, blah, blah, blah. Real person. Okay, I can kind of trust. They look like they're real because there's a real person. So that's a section I would recommend right up towards the top, around here, this area. Photo of the owner, little paragraph, small heading, good to go. Other points on this initial screen, I would try and remove a little bit of padding here. This is a little bit too high. It's taking up a lot of real estate, as you can see, additionally with this discount announcement. So try and cut that down a little bit, move this section up. I would also get this reworded a bit. It's a little bit hard to read. I would tint the background image here a little darker so that this has more contrast and pops more. And this should be reworded. This should be a larger font size than this, because that doesn't communicate as clearly as this, right? What is the website about? What do I get here? The perfect walk, and these are the products for it. So let's see this blown up to almost that size. And then let's get the shop button. This call to action is a little invisible right now. It needs to be a strong contrasting color, so like hot pink, and it should be reworded to something a little more zesty instead of just one word. And then that would be a better screen here for this initial view. Another thing, I don't know how old this company is or what they've got, but it would be really good to get one of these doodads. These are always great. Let's make this in English so you can read it. So whatever you've been doing, however many products you've sold, years in business, people helped, that kind of a thing, you figure out, okay, what kind of production have we done and how can we take those statistics and display it, right? They're quite clever over here. Lines translated, number of text published, total years experience, right? And even coffee, ha ha ha. So however that can translate into your business, something like that is really good. Throw it in. If you've only been around for 1 year, I don't know if I would put that. I mean, I like the honesty factor, but I don't know about that one. But try to find some statistics from your division 4 on what you've actually produced and make a section like this. People love the hard numbers. All right, it instantly shows that you're not just one of these stores that somebody slapped together, right? You're a real business and you've been doing real things. I have an example of that over here as well, over at Life with Paint. All right, this is a good example of that. All right, 54,000 students, 2,000 classes, 17 venues, right? These are the hard numbers. It really helps to sell you. And it's all about building that trust factor. So you land on here, you don't know them, you need to build that trust. that's why I'm saying let's get those vital statistics thrown in. Let's get a picture of the owner, and then we're doing a lot more. Moving on. This is really good data, but it's confusing. It looks like it's a navigation. When I see this, I think these are links to other pages. Then I realize I'm an idiot and it's just a list of words. So this could be displayed in a lot more effective manner, right? These are all selling points. They're stylish, it's secure, it's durable, it's comfortable. But this is going to be lost, okay? These are all strong selling points, especially handmade with love in the US. I mean, that's huge. That should have its own section. So this list here is getting lost. What I would like to see is a different execution like this, okay? So each one is separate and you can consume it all very easily. You see that layout? It's a lot better than this. And it's okay if you want to use up a lot of space. This is clearly taking up a whole screen, but it doesn't really matter. The site can be as deep as you want. It's no big deal. But when you condense it down like this, no one's just going to read it. So if we scroll down, another thing I'd recommend is tinting. You see how when I put my mouse over, we can then suddenly read it a lot better? That should be the default. So they should all be this dark default, and so then you can read the text easier. The text is everything. The photos are not important, because nobody knows what the photo means. It's the text that communicates the concept. Let's move on. This is another great example of amazing data in a paragraph that's just going to get missed. Okay, so check us out. We've got quality and safety in our design. That's 1 point. Okay, we have metal hardware that's the strongest and doesn't break. Okay, we have quick release for emergencies for the collars with no hassle. That's also basically 2 points. The webbing is top of the line, dog collar material. And then prevented material coated to prevent stains. So that's 6 points. That's a whole thing you can do just like this. And if it's laid out like this, it's going to be way more digestible. So these are all key selling points, and they're all being lost in this big juicy paragraph that no one wants to read. Someone will read this, and it's just going to go in one ear and out the other, or in one eyeball and out your head, because this is a generic. People have seen this all over the place. It doesn't communicate anymore. It's just generic, right? Lay it out like this, 1, 2, 3, bam, nice and smooth. Or, like, now don't get me wrong, I wouldn't do 2 of these on the same web page, right? Earlier I was talking about you can take this one, right, these 6, and display it like this, but I wouldn't then also take this one and display it like this. That's going to be too much of the same. You can't do that on a web page. You can't keep repeating sections like that. So I would display, I would go with one of these and then do something else with the other, like a little back and forth like this, photo, text, photo, text, photo, text, right? So keep that in mind. Moving along, we've got the products, we've got photos. This is great. These are real photos. Strong move. You want to be real. Testimonials. Let's get some photos of these actual people here. That helps to sell it. All right. And then this is also really good here, but it's kind of hard to read again with the background colors. Then we've got the gram, the IG. Excellent. That's a good move. Makes it look more real. And then we've got the footer. So there's a bunch of other things I would add to this homepage. It's better than most Shopify stores, to be honest. A lot of stores just put this and they're done. It's basically a joke. They'll just put their products and that's it. This site is at least going the extra mile trying to sell it to you, and with real photos. So it's pretty decent, but can definitely be polished up and taken to a whole other level. There's one section that it would really benefit from, and just think about this. Let's say you've never heard of these people. Okay, well, you're going to have some things in mind that are preventing you from buying right now from them, right? And so those would be objections. So what are some reasons why someone might not want to buy from you right here? You would know what they are if you have talked to your customers and you have done the sales, because it would be whatever they're coming up with, right? So what could one of them be? How about, I mean, a plainly obvious one could be, I've never heard of you before. And then you would have to handle that objection, right? I don't know off the top of my head, but that would be one. Like, I've never heard of you. Why should I buy with you? I've never heard of you. And that's one objection. And another one could be, let's see. I'm concerned about, my dog's safety. What reassurances can you give me that your stuff is quality, right? Because if you're buying this, you want your dog, obviously your dog is something that you care for, and you don't, safety is an important point. So that would be an objection as well, so you can handle that objection. Something like this, right? To give you a different example, for painting, right? I've never painted before, I'm not sure it's fun, I don't want to leave home. These are things going on in the mind of the person, right? That might keep them from buying. So whatever they are for the dog collars, you have to figure those out. It might take some conversations, right? Some honest conversations with your customers. What are some hesitations that you might have? You could talk to one of them and, what were some of your hesitations before you decided to go with us? Well, I wasn't really sure because I never heard of you before. And if that keeps coming up, you're going to have to address that on your website. Not a lot of people do that, but if you do, that is very smart, and it's going to work for you because you're going to be reading the mind of the person. And that's always really good marketing, when you can read the mind of the person and speak before they think, kind of. So that would be a really good section to add here. And because it's all about building trust. And if you're talking about the objections and you're handling them, then you're going to build that trust and make the sale. So that is a suggestion. This obviously needs to be removed because it's from Christmas. And, one thing on discounts, it's very easy when you've got your Shopify store to get addicted to discounts. It's an actual thing. It's an actual disorder in the DSM-4, Diagnostic and Statistical Manual. I don't know if that's true, but it is a thing. People do get addicted to discounts because you do one and then you get instant sales, right? 50% off, store-wide, 24-hour flash sale. You'll make a bunch of sales and you're like, great, let's do it again next week. Hey, how about next week? And then you've educated your visitors and your customers that you do huge sales regularly, so they're just going to wait for your next sale and they're not going to buy anymore. And that is fatal. So I don't know how often they run specials. For me, the only time I would do a discount would be on Black Friday and then on July 4th. Very nicely, 6-month spaced, right? Twice a year. Black Friday, July 4th. No other circumstance, unless someone's like buying in bulk. But as far as promoted sales with discounts, you should only do 2 a year, to be honest, because you're just going to lose in the end. You're going to cheapen the image of your product and service, and you're just going to get less sales. People are going to depend on those sales. That's what happened with JCPenney. Anyway, so that's what I would suggest as an extra point on doing discounts twice a year, and that way you can maintain the quality, right? Maintain that image. If you want your website to be properly done, come on down to massiveeffectmarketing.com. We can make it from this to this. We've been doing it forever, built heaps of websites, all right? And, oh yeah, also, not only can we make you a wicked website, you can go ahead and put it in the comments, whatever website you have. I'll take a look, I'll do a little video, then I can show you, okay, this is good, this is bad, you should continue doing this, you should stop doing this. It really helps to know what's working and not working. Sometimes it's just guesswork for you, and you don't want to be guessing. So come to the pros so you can stop guessing and know for certainty, okay, what's working, what is not working. And then that's free. No, that's no worries. We'll do a little video for you, and you can go make some changes on your website, and then make, as a result of that, get those leads and sales coming in. So come on down, put it in the comments. All right, put your website URL in the comments, and then we can take a look. Also, in addition, if you get a marketing package with us, we're partnered with Polaris, a disaster response rescue team, and we will train one first responder for every marketing package. So that is super wicked. So help us turn victims into rescuers so we can save some lives. How about that? Super wicked. So come on down, massiveeffectmarketing.com. Tell us what your website is, and we'll take a peek. All right? So until then, thank you very much, and take care.